Hi guys, and welcome to the final episode of PGR2 Road to Platinum in the arcade mode. So we're finally here. We've only got 4 more events to do to complete the cone challenges and complete the arcade mode. And boy were these 4 events hard, all 2 laps in the rain, and there wasn't a single one in here that was easy. Cone challenges 17 to 20 in the slippery when wet section, and we're going to kick things off with the cone challenge that I found the most difficult. So we've got 2 laps in Moscow in the Jaguar XJ220 with a target of 18,500 kudos. So I've actually got round this track a couple times and didn't have enough kudos to meet the target, so you will see me throwing in some more slides in this event than you would normally think. So I started off with a slide before the first cone, and then in between, I think it was the second and third cones, I did another couple slides to increase that combo, to try and get as much kudos as I could. So for the rest of this bit, we've just been driving normally, linking all the cones together and trying to avoid hitting the wall or the cones, sliding round here, making sure to get that in to link that cone together, driving through these normally, and now here you have to slide between this one and the next one to give you enough time. On this section, there is a clean section there, and you could throw some more slides in there, but I opted not to. I just drove normally through there, but you can put slides in there if you like. Here's another section that's hard to drive through without sliding to link the cone, so I always put a slide in there between that cone and that one. Coming into the second lap now with a full combo, and we're going to slide in the same places as I did on the first lap. In between here, it's quite a safe place to slide, lots of room. So I chose to do it around there, sliding around there, nearly overcooked it but had to correct. And then we're back onto this straight where we're going to be driving normally in order to link all these cones together. Through a clean section there, braking nice and early there, making sure not to go too wide to hit those cones, because I did that quite a few times. Driving normally down the hill again, driving very carefully now on the second lap, throwing it in the slide again there, driving through these cones. And it's really just a carbon copy of the first lap really. It's power sliding there again, driving normally through here. Again, you could throw in some more slides there if you need to. Jumping across there through these cones, slaloming through this bit, and again coming through here, chucking in a slide, and I wasn't sure if that was going to be enough, so I did another little slide just to make sure I reached that cone. And we come to the last cone, and I did look at the kudos amount, and it wasn't quite enough, so I actually did throw in a 360 there. Tried to put 2 in, but it didn't link together properly, and banking all of that after the first 360 plus the clean race, and we do eventually get enough kudos there. Quite a few times I was at a few thousand under the target, but that time with the 360 just over, and that event nearly took me an hour to complete. So in my opinion, that was the hardest one out of the cone challenges. Some may disagree, but I found that one really difficult, and we did get there in the end after quite a few attempts, and it's the only cone challenge where I've had to put in a 360. So I think that target for this one is quite a large amount. So it's going to take quite a bit of experimenting to find the right way to do it. But I did find my way of doing it. But there you go, 24,349 kudos, so a nice amount there. There's one positive thing about the last 4 events is you will get a lot of kudos for them. So that's number 17 down, and we're moving on to number 18. Which I think is the easiest one out of the last 4. 2 laps in Stockholm, again in the wet, as they all are, and we're in the Lancia Stratos for this one. Similar problem as the first event though, as I didn't have enough kudos when I finished with a full combo, so putting in a slide to start things off again, to get an extra combo. Bit of a smaller target and also a smaller track, so hopefully that will pay into our favour. Driving quite normally through here, trying to get some good lines, if not, then some slides. Braking harshly here, and you will pretty much come to a stop there. Going very slowly around there when you power slide. And then driving normally through this section. Across the clean section. Driving quite quickly. And one thing I did notice with this one is you do have to drive fairly quickly. You can't dilly-dally because the time limit is quite harsh. Power sliding round there, and on that corner it's very difficult to not overcook it if you actually tap the power slide button, as you saw there. So it's better to just brake and slide if you can, a bit more controlled. But coming around for the second lap, doing the same thing, just sliding after the finish line just to get the combo up by 1 again. Through the clean section. Around here, getting a couple good lines and a little bit of a slide there, so that's adding to the combo, which is good. Driving normally around this bit, again chucking it into a slide here, going pretty slow, below 30 miles an hour, and then accelerating around here. And you will see by the time I get to the finish line how little time is left, as I was driving quite quickly in this attempt as well. Nearly losing it through there, but just about managing to keep it, and having a more controlled slide that time so I can get through the cone gate without overcooking it. And I did actually try and slide across the line, but didn't quite go across the line, so I had to reverse over the finish line. But as you can see, even with those extra slides, only just managing to get the target. Only 172 kudos over what we needed. So the last couple have been very hard to get the amount you need. The game is really asking you to put combos in where you wouldn't normally, put more slides in, get more clean sections, get more good lines, and you just have to link it all through the entire race with the full combo. So they are getting more and more challenging, and the last 4 are really difficult, but this one is the easiest out of the 4, I think. But it still took me a few attempts to try and do it. Again, first attempt of a full combo was not enough, and that one was only just enough, but we do get 15,000 kudos for that, so that's very nice. Moving on to cone challenge number 19 in the Dodge Viper SRT10 with a target of 10,000. Now this one was probably my favourite out of the 4. It's quite a challenging event, quite technical, but it's a nice handling car, quite a stable car surprisingly for a Dodge Viper, but it is a track car. And you have to drive quickly through this one. It rewards you for speed more than anything. And the target isn't the most for this size track. And you don't have to do it in one full combo. So this one's definitely angled more towards keeping the speed and control through the sections. Sliding through that cone gate into a clean section there. Making sure to come over to the right hand side here, because those cones on the left hand side did catch me out a few times. It's all about being nice and smooth and quick through these sections. As quick as you can go. Nice and quick through here. Did put in a little slide there just to make sure I got to that cone gate. Past the narrow section of cones, which have caught me out a few times. They are quite difficult to get through, as they are quite narrow. And now this bit is the hardest bit here. Have to stick really close to that cone and accelerate all the way out there. This bit's mostly about speed, to try and link all these together. If you're not going quick enough, this will drop your combo here, so that's pretty difficult to do. Braking nice there, getting a good line. Again, not putting too many slides in or not meaning to, but sliding around there. And you can't keep too close to the inside on that that motorway bridge bit, because that can well, it will mean you will crash into some cones. So keep out to the right as much as to the left as much as you can on that one. Around here again, trying to do the same thing as we did on the first lap, because the first lap did go quite well. But as you can see by the kudos in the top right there, we are nearly at the amount we need. So I was debating whether to bank the kudos now or keep going, and I did go for the keep going option to see how much I could get, which did backfire actually in my Let's Play, as I did hit a cone when I had enough kudos, so I had to restart, which was a bit annoying, but oh well, we're here now. And you can see there, we've got probably about 14,000 kudos now, so we have got quite a lot, more than we need. Power sliding around here again through the gate. Again, making sure not to hit that very narrow gate there. Power sliding around here through the clean section. And trying to keep as much speed through there, but I did go a bit wide and that was not quick enough to keep the combo. So you can see we are miles above what we needed, and it wasn't a full combo. We got 18,000, and I actually ruined the clean race here because this is footage from my Let's Play. So I did ruin the race there, kept too close to the inside here, took all the cones out, so I just thought I'm going to take the rest of the cones out as well, because we had more than enough kudos. So by that time I was happy, so I didn't need to do anything else, so I just drove to the finish line, hitting all the cones. But you can see, passed by 8,275 with an event total of 23,000. So we're getting loads from these events, which is good. But like I said, this took me quite a few times, quite a few attempts to do. It would have been a lot quicker if I'd have just banked it on the first attempt I had. But I did hit a cone and screw that one up. But there we go. Only one more to do in the episode and for the entire series. 23,000 is the target in the Ford GT40. Now that's the biggest target we've had so far. And this is probably the second hardest event, to be honest. It didn't take me as long as some of the other ones, but this car is not fun to control in the wet. It's quite unstable and twitchy, and very hard to get in a straight line. And also the car is very wide, so you can see how wide they've put the cones to let you get through them. But chucking a couple slides in through that S-bend, that's quite important there. I had the same issue with this event where I didn't have enough kudos, even though I had a full combo by the end. I think I was 2,000 to 3,000 short, so I'm putting in extra slides where I can. Coming down this straight section now. Nothing but ordinary driving here. That's all we're doing around here. Getting a bit of a slide through there. Linking all these together through the clean section. Sticking quite close to the inside there because it is easy to hit that outside cone there. Putting a slide in this section. Driving through these cone gates normally. I probably could put a few more slides in here. Power sliding around there, pretty much coming to a stop, but getting around that cone gate quite nicely. And then we're just driving normally through these cones to start the second lap. Coming through all these cones here. Back to this section, which is quite easy to screw up, so you have to go a little bit slower than normal around there. And then back to this section where there's loads of space to put in 2 more slides, which is where I did them. Try and get that combo up again. Power sliding around this left-hand bend through here, and it is quite hard to keep your speed up through here. So you need to slide and accelerate through there to get enough speed to reach that cone, because that can be quite tricky. And down here is a little bit easier, but the car can be a bit twitchy on the bumps in the road, which I found out a couple times. Sliding around there again, but I think you can just go full speed and get a good line through there if you need to. Going through here again sliding around here, linking these together, and you probably could put a few more slides in here, which I did choose to in that section, just to bump up the combo. So you could do a few more slides there if you need to. Again around this hairpin, basically coming to a stop again. Driving through all the cones to the finish line, and we've got quite a lot of kudos. And power sliding across the line, it just registered that slide before the finish, and we do have enough there. And including the clean race, I think we are 1,000 over. We are indeed 1,076 over, 29,000 altogether, and that is all of the cone challenges done and the arcade mode done, guys. It's been a long road, but we finally got there. And we've got loads of kudos from all of these events, which is very nice indeed. So that's going to be the end of the episode, guys, and the end of the series. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like the video, subscribe if you're new for more content, and I will see you in the next PGR, which will be PGR 3.